Hey, y'all. Hey, my name is Annette Latigue, and I am your host here at Word on the Curb podcast. I'd like to thank my producers and friends, Frank and Christina Sasso from New Pod City, Trenton Waves. Yeah, what Trenton makes, the world takes. And for those of you who have traveled a little bit, you know that's a fact. There's almost like no place you can go without running into folks from Trenton. It just is what it is. Welcome. Hey, our topic today is it tea or is it testimony? We're a little late today because we had severe technical difficulties, which again proves my point that shouldn't be too far out in the woods because Wi Fi doesn't work. And that's a good enough reason not to do it. Okay. So, this podcast today, to your testimony, is simply about this keeping your life private. We're not talking about keeping secrets, we're talking about boundaries and privacy. And it matters. It matters. And so, in keeping your life private, right? Like, in other words, not airing your dirty laundry, your clean laundry, or no laundry, an empty clothesline, if you will, in the streets. Stop. Stop doing it. So keep your life private. If you want to avoid drama and unsolicited advice and bad judgment, stop. Because dig this your reputation is what others think of you. Some of that has to do with the things you do. However, your character, which is the whole piece of you, is what you actually do. Stop putting your business in the street. You will avoid unsolicited advice, sometimes bad judgment, and unnecessary criticism, right? Because listen, most people don't care. They really don't. They have their own problems. I don't care how perfect they pretend to be. I don't care how lit they are on social media, how Hollywood it seems to be for them. Everybody has problems. 80% of the people don't care about yours, and the other 20% is just simply glad it's not you. Do yourself a favor. And when you have a need to vent, find A, these are just suggestions. None of this is mandatory. What doesn't apply, please let it fly. Find yourself a coach or a therapist who will be bound by confidentiality and written agreements, right? There are times when small circles and people you absolutely can trust with your life are worthy of, the conversations you want to have, but they're few and far between. It's also very rare that when you give people stuff that's just too hot to hold, and there are times when it is, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Remember that I don't care if it's family, friend, or foe, their friends are not always your friends. And when they get together and start talking, 9 times out of 10, they're talking about you and your business or somebody similar to you or somebody you know. That's right. 80% rule. Les Brown says this all the time. He says this all the time. 80% don't care. 20% is happy it's you and it's not them. Do yourself a favor. The other thing is, you might not believe this, but it's true. Social media is neither your therapist or your coach, okay? When it comes to venting. And there are times when you absolutely need to vent about something that's not really about nothing and you're simply making a point. There's a difference between that and your personal business. So don't get it twisted. All right? There's definitely a difference. The difference between your friends telling your business, because they're going to, especially if it's hot. They have friends that are not your friends. And social media never goes away. Once you post it, it's already picked up by somebody else. It's already shared by somebody else. It's always saved and forwarded to somebody else, especially when it's that good stuff. that goody good stuff, right? It doesn't go away. That's the difference between social media and your friends. So, I want you to understand, I want you to know, again, this is my experience, strength, and hope, right? I've walked away from people who ran their mouths too much, who told things they had no business telling because I trusted them. Yep, I trusted them. Lessons learned, but lessons in it all. Because now, and very long ago, I knew better and I stopped doing it. Yep. A listening ear is not always a closed mouth. It's not. It's not always a confidential ear, right? Their friends aren't always your friends. I cannot say that enough. The other thing I want you to know is that you're looking for validation. Because, see, typically when people start telling all their business, they're either trying to justify something, prove something, or get ahead of a story. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. It's a waste of time. And, you don't have any boundaries when you do that. You have to have some boundaries. You can't put your business in the street and then fight with people who repeat it. That's more than immature. Okay? You can't do that. Validation is for parking only. Only for parking. That's so that you can get out of the parking lot. All other validation comes from within. Business, the more you expose yourself to unnecessary judgment and criticism. Stop doing it. And so, privacy is not about secrets. It's really not. Sometimes people know more than you know, sometimes they know less than you know. But the bottom line is privacy is not about secrets, it's about boundaries. Boundaries and privacy go perfect together. Most people would much rather discuss your problems with somebody else than discussing theirs. If you don't believe me, try this. Do this little test. Next time you're out having dinner, people are socializing, they're drinking, they're playing cards, they're hanging out by the pool, whatever they're doing. Pay attention to what they're talking about. I promise you, it's usually somebody else's business. And I don't know what makes you guys think that you can be with people who gossip about everybody else and you have this fantasy that they're not gossiping about you. They are. Gossips, gossip. I don't care how tight you think your circle is. Your friend is telling their friend, or their boyfriend, or their spouse who's telling somebody else. When you think you have this great big secret, right? Or you think you're having some privacy. Think about the last time you were talking to somebody and they said, "Hey, I want to share something with you, but Jan only told me. She didn't tell anybody else. So I'm going to need you to keep this confidential." Yep. Go play in traffic because that's actually what you just did by revealing your friend's private business. You're playing in traffic. Stop it. Hey, my name is Annette. I'm your host here at Word on the Curb. Thank you for joining me here this evening, this afternoon. These are our summer hours between 12 and 2:15 p.m. on Wednesdays. We'll pop up. We hope you'll pop in. And whatever you do, remember this. Your friend's friend is not always your friend. Keep your mouth closed. That's right. And it's okay to have a small circle that you chat with. Just be mindful of what you chat about. Some stuff is actually much too hot for them to hold. I'm signing off. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me here. Word on the curb, wherever you are. We'd like to be near.